boys and girls, students of Buddhist Sunday School, parents and grandparents, teachers of Sunday School and moral education. May you all be well and peaceful. We are going to have a story today which has very good moral lessons. The story is titled The Wicked Frog. I will show you the PowerPoint, and as we go along, I will read the story and explain to you, and also point out the important things in Dharma and moral lessons that you have to learn. Okay, so now let us launch the PowerPoint for the Wicked Frog, a story with good lessons. Right? So now you can see the slide. And as I said just now, the title is The Wicked Frog. Wicked means evil, very bad, bad-hearted, right? So that is the meaning of wicked, evil, very bad. And we will see this story and learn good lessons of Dhamma and also morality. Now you can see here, right, the frog, and then here you have the rat or the mouse, and then here you have the eagle, a type of bird. So now you can see some animation effects. The frog dancing, the rat dancing, the bird is flying. This is another slide that shows the frog and the rat, right? And let us proceed with the story. A rat wants to cross the river, but he cannot swim. A frog hops over and says, "Let me help you get across the river." So you see this rat, he wants to go to the other side of the river, but he cannot swim. So if you cannot swim, you go into the water, it can be very dangerous, isn't it? You can drown actually. And that applies to children also. When you go to the beach or the swimming pool, you cannot swim, you cannot just go and play in the deep waters. If you play near the beach, you must be supervised by your parents or the teachers. Right? It's very dangerous, as you can see afterwards. So this frog, of course, a frogger can swim, and the frog can, live in the water and the land as well, right? The frog, and so he hops. The frog can hop. Let me help you get across the river. So he offers to help, but then you see he has some bad thoughts in the mind. He doesn't have a good heart. Now let us see what he is going to do. The rat is very happy that the frog wants to help him. So the rat, of course, just very, very naively believes the frog. He thinks that the frog is very helpful, wants to help him to cross the river. So what does the rat say to the frog? "Thank you," says the rat to the frog. "It's very kind of you." That's what he thinks. But let us see what is to happen. The frog finds a long piece of rope. She ties one end of the rope to the rat's tail. She ties the other end to her leg. So it's a female frog. So, she has already planned all the things. She got ready a rope, a long piece of rope, see? And then, what does she do? She ties one end of the rope, as you can see here, to the rat's tail, Vipa, and the other end, she ties to her own leg. She means to drag the rat into the waters of the river. So let us see what is going to happen. The frog smiles to herself as she ties the rope to her leg. She thinks it will be very interesting to see the rat suffer. Wow, so bad-hearted, so cruel, you know. You know, she has bad intention in the heart. No, she smiles to herself, very cunning, huh? Evil. Oh. And then, she's thinking, wow, when the rat goes into the river, she cannot swim. She's going to suffer. Wow, this is very, very evil, right? To see another animal suffer. Human beings the same. You have to be careful. There are people who con you, who trick you, who want to make you suffer, right? Maybe they want your money or whatever. They want you to say certain things. So now you can learn a very important dharma. There are people like that, very cruel, no loving kindness, no metta, no compassion. So when everything is ready, right? Ready, the rat's tail is tied one end of the rope and the other end is tied to the leg of the frog. So what happens? Then the frog pulls the rat into the river. Oh, what a good feeling it is, says the frog happily, because it's a bad frog, wicked frog. She wants to see how the rat suffers in the water, in the river. She cannot swim, you know. The frog knows that, but she just wants to torture her baby. There are people like that also. So terrible, huh? So let's see what happens. Wow, the rat is very frightened now, right? Maybe now the rat is beginning to realize that the frog is going to hurt her, going to harm her, and perhaps kill her. So the rat starts shouting, "Help! Set me free!" Wow, nobody to help this poor rat. "Don't worry," says the wicked frog, the evil frog, the bad frog. "You soon get used to it." Ah, she she's so bad. She wants to see another being, another animal suffer. How to get used to it when she cannot swim? She cannot breathe, you know. In the water, if you cannot swim and you struggle, and then eventually you can drown, you die, mati lemas. That's why I tell you, very important. Remember, don't go into the sea, the river, swimming pool if you do not know how to swim and there is no adult around. Right? Some children have drowned because of this, so be careful. The rat and the frog reach the middle of the river. Wow, the frog drags the rat from the side right to the middle of the river. Suddenly, the frog goes deep into the water, and the rat is pulled deep into the water too, because the rat's tail is tied to the frog's leg, isn't it? So, wow, at the depth of the water is terrible. The rat cannot breathe. She doesn't know how to swim, unlike a fish or maybe a frog or a shark or those sea creatures. She stays in the land, is it? So, wow, real suffering, terrible, great pain, cannot breathe. Wow, the rat is very frightened because he cannot breathe. So he struggles, tries to break free, but then the rope is tied to the tail very strongly, and the other end is tied to the frog's leg. So the rat is trapped, imprisoned. He cannot escape. So struggles and struggles and gasping for breath. So you know what can happen. A time will come, the rat will drown. And that's what happens to people, even adults, right? Who drown in the deep seas. Sometimes the waves come, there's a storm. Even the adults who can swim get into difficulties. They struggle, and then get drowned because you have the undercurrents, you have the waves, so it's very dangerous. So don't play in the waters. It'll be dangerous. Of course, sometimes the parents bring you to the beach and you just play near the beach with some water and your parents look after you, right? So you have to be very careful. The frog keeps on swimming happily. Imagine such a cruel animal. She has no compassion. She doesn't bother about the suffering rat. She keeps on swimming happily in the water, and the poor rat is suffering. And what happens? The rat soon drowns. Mati lemas already. So when the rat drowns, the body will float up to the surface. And that's what happens. Even when people drown, later on, the bodies will float up, and be carried by the waters elsewhere. And then they send the rescue team to look for the bodies of those people who are dead, who have drowned in the river or the sea, right? So you see, such a horrible death, and because of the wicked frog. And that moment when the rat's body has floated up to the surface of the water, an eagle comes by. An eagle flies by. And eagle flying, and the eagle has sharp eyes. The eagle is looking for food. And the eagle sees the dead rat floating on the surface of the water. Wow, food at last. So what does the eagle do? The eagle flies down and snatches the rat. You can see the picture. The eagle has very, very sharp claws in its feet, right? So it snatches, grabs onto the body of the dead rat and then pulls it up, snatch the thing. So you see now, the rat now is being lifted up from the surface of the water, right? The eagle can fly, you see. So the eagle wants to bring the dead rat to his home to have a feast to eat So let us see what happens. The eagle flies away with the rat in his claws. And just now I told you the claws are very strong, very sharp, so he can grasp on something very tightly. So when the rat is snatched and flown up, because the eagle is flying, the frog is also carried away by the eagle. You know why? Just now I told you already, the frog ties the rope to her own leg, and then the other end to the rat's tail. So when the rat is pulled up, eventually also the frog, which is still alive, is also pull up. So two animals being pulled up by the eagle, right? You understand? The picture will help you to understand very easily, and you have some animation effects for you to see. So the eagle does not know that he is carrying also the frog, because the eagle is thinking that it's just a rat that he has snatched from the surface of the water. But the eagle does not realize that tied to the rat is the frog. So the frog now is panicked, very, very frightened. Now you see if you have an evil heart, a bad heart, you do something bad will happen to you also. So now, who is the one that is very, very scared now? Is the frog. The rat is already dead. The rat was frightened in the water, but now it's dead. So now is the frog that is so very, very scared. She knows danger is ahead. The eagle not only will eat the dead rat, it will eat the frog also. So the frog panics and then shouts, "Stop! Stop! Let me go! You want the rat, not me! Not me! You want the rat!" So let's see what happens. When the eagle looks down, then he sees the frog. Wow! When the eagle sees the frog, he says with a big smile, "Come, follow me. I like to eat rats, but I like frogs even better." Wow, you see, now the eagle is happy lah. Not only can he eat the dead rat, he can eat maybe together with his wife lah, or his family in his home in the mountains there lah. Right? Can also eat the frogs. I like frogs, And you see now the frog is trapped. He cannot escape now. So bad begets bad. The frog has done something bad, and now something terrible is happening to her. And nobody is trying to help her. Nobody can help her now. So now you can see the eagle, a majestic bird, right? The claws are grasping onto the dead rat, and then the dead rat's tail is tied to the leg of the frog. So the frog has to tag along as the eagle flies to his home. So, so now, as I say, the eagle carries the rat and the frog to his nest, mountainside there. And maybe the wife is waiting there. So now the eagle can eat the dead rat for his food and also the frog. So you can see the end, both the frog and the rat are eaten by the eagle, right? And the worst bad-hearted person or animal is of course the frog lah. He wants to see others suffer. He knows the rat cannot swim and can drown, and yet he shows no loving kindness, no metta. So in the end, you see what happens to her, the frog, the wicked frog. So this is a very simple story, and I hope you can understand the moral lessons and also some Dharma points. So we are going to go to the last slide. I go over, we use some important moral points as well as some Dharma, right? And you can share this story with your friends, right? And tell them how important it is to have a good heart, to have metta. So let us now look at the last slide. Before we end, we have to do the moral points, the lessons we can learn from this story of the wicked frog, right? And let us see now this particular story and moral lesson from this story. The first point. Okay, what do we have now? First point. Be careful of bad people who are out to cheat, or harm you. Of course, this story concerns the animals, but in our human world, we also have such situations where there are bad heads, bad people who trick you, who con you. They want to harm you for one reason or other, right? They kidnap you. I think you read in the papers of how even adults get tricked, get cheated, right, by a scam, and they lose thousands and thousands of dollars, right? Because there are bad people around who are out to cheat, and these people, including the adults who are professional people, accountants, right? Or maybe some other university graduates even get cheated, losing lots of money through a scam because they just believe, right? So this is the first thing you have to learn Be very careful. You cannot tell just by looking at the face or listening to their kind words. Like just now, the frog tells the rat, I will help you. And this rat, so naive, believes the frog. So gets tricked. So you have people also like that. And that's the first point. The second one, we must always think mindfully and wisely before doing a thing. You find that this is very true. You find in the world today so many bad people, greedy people, hateful people, people who have no metta, who have evil hearts. So we have to be careful. Think carefully. But you see, some people don't think wisely, and then I get cheated of, oh, you $60,000, withdraw the money and transfer the money to the bad hats, right? Because they don't think. You must think wisely. Now in this case here, of course, is represented by the rat. The rat does not think mindfully and wisely. The rat actually should think, wow, I go to the waters, I cannot swim. So now what's going to happen to me? Right? So you have to be very careful, isn't it? So this is the second point you have to watch out. Now let's look at the third one. Right? Oh, this one number fourth one. Oh, sorry. Oh, now we have to go and show it again, right? So now we share again. So now we go to the last slide lah. Just now we did not see all the thing yet, isn't it? Right? So let us see this last slide. All the lessons very important. Ah, so we have to see this. Okay. So the first 2 points we have explained already. Now the third one. Ignorant people. I mean people who don't think, don't have the knowledge, they are foolish, right? Kejahilan lah, they say, gong tai tai lah. They must actually learn and then have the wisdom. So because of the ignorance, they do stupid things, right? And then sometimes they do the wrong things, right? People ask them, you smuggle these drugs, right? So you get very rich, but they are so ignorant, they're so dangerous, isn't it? So ignorance is very, very dangerous. We must know things that are right, those things that are wrong, dangerous, evil. All this we must learn. That's what you have to learn from the Buddhist Sunday school. And then because of this ignorance, people do sometimes very dangerous things. They go and rob, right? They want money. They don't know that next time bad will come to them. If the police don't catch them in this life, next time when they pass away, because they have done something bad, like cheating people of money, kidnapping, murdering, and so on, they will suffer in the next lives. They will be born into very, very woeful or very, very sad states, isn't it? So remember, must have wisdom to overcome the ignorance. So that is this thing here. So now let us look at the fourth point. One who does a bad thing will meet with suffering sooner or later. This is a very important point in Dharma, right? In Dharma, the Buddha has taught the law of karma, do good and good will come to you. If you do bad, one time or other, sooner or later, this life or future life, bad will come to you. You will get reborn, right, into suffering states like animal realm or the hungry ghost realm or the hell realm This is what is in the Dharma. People who do bad actions, unwholesome, evil actions, can be reborn into suffering states. On the other hand, if you do good things, helping people, dana, keep your morality, observe your precepts, do metta, right? Be compassionate, right? Be kind. All those good things, you will be rewarded, right? Sooner or later only. Sometimes a later part in your life, wow, many good things happen to you, right? Isn't it? And then of course, later on, When a person passes away because he has done so much good, good will come upon him when he gets reborn as a god in the heavens or as a very fortunate human being. So these are the important Dharma points and moral points you have to learn. The story is very, very simple. So I hope you have learned some English, right? You have good English sentences in the story, and I have tried to read as clearly as I can so that you can understand and you can follow, right? So this is one way to improve your English listening skill, and then reading, right? Reading and listening. All these are very important in language learning. And then more important thing, you learn some Dharma and good morality. So we end the lesson today. So I'd like to thank you, thank the parents, grandparents, and the teachers who take time to follow this presentation, to have this story considered. Next time, of course, you can help to spread the story, to share good things with other people. It's a very meritorious or good deed. So to end this, we say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.